what does it mean to be a man? I feel like manliness has this stigma about it where it means you have to constantly be punching a wall while growing a beard and just refusing to cry. Except I can't really do any of those things because I need to save my hands to play soft adult alternative on the acoustic guitar. And I can't really grow a beard and I can't not cry because I have my parents' terrible genetics. I have my father's patchy beard and my mother's vagina. What I mean by that is my beard can't grow past the length of a gnat's crotch, and that I weep openly whenever I see those commercials of dogs in cages while that one Sarah McLachlan song plays. Because men aren't supposed to have emotions. We're told to man up, and don't be a pussy, and you gotta grow some balls. Which is insane because testicles are the weakest things imaginable. If you hit a guy in the balls, they flop like an English soccer player and start reciting their epitaph. But I am trying to be a modern man. And yes, I know 5 sentences ago I said that I had a vagina and that I inferred that that meant having emotions and how that is a bad thing, which you're right, a totally regressive statement. But why did I say that? Well, I learned from my father, and he learned from his father, and he before him, and so on and so forth, all the way back to the days of the settlers where you just couldn't have emotions. Your child could die, and the only thing a man could say is, I guess we'll just make another. They would take that sadness and they would put it away here for future generations, never to be touched again. And they would teach that for generations upon generations, fathers to sons to the best of their abilities, consciously or unconsciously, that the only emotion that men can have is quiet, contemplative sadness. At least that's how I felt growing up. Throughout elementary school and middle school, pretty much until high school when I discovered the theater. Which of course means, all the emotions, oh! You see, I was enamored with all of the man's man type of actors. So Clint Eastwood, Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, pretty much any actor you wouldn't be surprised that got Me Too'd, I thought they were the best. And I wanted to be like them. That was until I realized I was gonna get typecast as every IT tech guy who says things like, "No, the bad guy's IP address is being encrypted behind a firewall." Only for the much manlier, sexier lead to say, "In English, damn it!" The point I'm trying to make is it's very hard to be the sexy lead male when you look like Rachel Maddow's stunt double. But I am glad I took theater because it did teach me emotions. And it was at a perfect time too, because it was around high school is when I realized that other emotions that men are allowed to have is, of course, anger. Now, remember that ball of sadness we put away a while ago, never to be touched again? Here's the thing, that never goes away. It's always there, and it just ripens with rage like a pissed off banana. A slightly tough exterior, but bruises to the touch. Sadness flows into anger. And anger isn't always, "What do you mean my coupon's expired?" punch flip table. Because remember, anger is still an emotion. And emotions are weak. And you can't be weak because you are a man. And anger often can transform into something else. And throughout high school, I saw it always transform into sexual frustration. You see, in my high school, I saw guys always hit on women no matter what, because in their minds they thought, well, how can I possibly be a man unless I make women feel uncomfortable with my unwanted advances? They would see a girl and they would just go, "Oh, you see that? I am gonna tear that up. I am gonna tear that up." I'm sorry, you're going to tear that up? What, you're going to rip their vagina? Is that good for you or them? No, I'm just saying, like, I am gonna destroy that. Yeah, I'm gonna destroy that. I'm sorry, you're going to destroy that. What does that even mean? You're gonna have sex with that vagina so good that there's gonna be rock and debris scattered along the room? That there's gonna be ash and smoke circulating their labia for days on end? Is Anderson Cooper gonna be there reporting on the scene? Oh my God, it's just man talk, Brandon. Don't be such a pussy. Don't be a pussy. How come every time a man has to be strong and tough, that always equates to being emotionless, to degrade, to just never stand up for anyone besides themselves? Do you know why men like to say things like, grow some balls and don't be a pussy? It's because to them, the worst thing a man can be is a woman. Years ago, I was in the car with my brothers, and we saw this woman standing on the corner, and we started making all these jokes of, woman on a corner must be a sex worker, having sex for money, ha 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 ha. And my mom, who was driving the car, had just about enough. She didn't yell, didn't even scold. She simply said, if I needed money to feed my boys, you better believe I'd be working that corner too. And that is something that I have never heard a man's man say. A man's man doesn't say that. Man's man gets the pilgrim brain kicking in, sees his starving child and goes, we'll just make another. So yeah, I know what kind of man I want to be. The way that I'm going to man up is I'm going to love my friends and family and love them openly. And by the way, if you want to come up to me later and say, dude, you got to grow some balls, fine. Because I can take comfort in knowing that the only thing weaker than balls is the fragile ego of people who say stupid shit like that. Because I'm going to be better than all the men who came before me. Because I have what they don't. I have my father's patchy beard and my mother's empathy.